restart. Here is my audience.
Did you show them?
Okay, I'm here to give you some information about human resource development. What do you think of when you see these words? Human resource professional. What do you think of, Lauren? Okay, well, I'll give you an idea of what I used to think it was. I used to think a human resource professional was a stuffy businessman who sat in a desk and just pushed paper all day and wrote termination notices. But in the classes that I've been taking the past year and a half, 2 years, have taught me that it's very different from that. And here's an example of what I used to think. These are different options that you have in human resources. Human resource development specifically, it includes a lot of, as you can see, development, organizational development, training and development, career development, recruiting, and benefits.
Oh wait, hold on, Dad, that's me.
Okay. Alright. Okay, organization development has 4 distinct stages, and it's kind of repeated. It can be up to 10 stages even, but this is the simplest model, and it works for me. Stage 1 is entry and contract, where you get to meet the company and you write a contract detailing what you're expected to do and terms of the agreement. Stage 2 is the diagnosis, and that is when you actually figure out what the problem really is and not just the problem that's on top. Stage 3 is the plan and implementation. The planning part includes just looking at different options you have for an intervention. An intervention is a solution to a problem. And then the implementation is putting that plan into action and actually going out and talking to people, working with them, training them. And stage 4 would be the evaluation, where you go back and decide if your intervention worked, if it needs to be altered. Individual interventions include consultation, which is basically like an interview to get to know the person, coaching, which is kind of like mentoring. You either get paired up with the OD consultant or you get paired up with another employee within the company. And then, of course, there's also training, and training can vary from, I don't know, learning how to dress properly in the workplace to learning a new technique to make business run more effectively. Group interventions. Team building is what everybody thinks of, ropes course, getting together and working out a problem. Workplace assessment teams, they can either be temporary and put in place by the consultant, or they can be long-term, where they stay on past the consultant's stay. Change teams, it's similar to the workplace assessment, except it's comprised of people from several different departments in the company. Training and development. Training and development is very important to increasing the effectiveness in an organization. Within the classroom, there are several different limitations. Time, for instance, if you have a training immediately after lunch, everybody in the room is going to want to fall asleep because they're full and content. If you do it early morning or right before lunch, then they'll be more awake. And also, the length of time, attention spans are very short. You want to have a break probably about once an hour, about 15 minutes, just so that nobody starts drifting off and stops paying attention. You do want to state the benefit for everybody who's in the training, because I don't know about you, but whenever I go to training, I want to know how this is going to help me, or I'm going to completely tune out because I'm not going to think it applies to me. And then also the topic. If you know your topic is going to be boring ahead of time, make sure you include graphics to catch people's attention, and then also tell interesting stories to make it to grab people's attention. If you're going to be completing training and development through distance, there are a couple of different options. One of the options for distance training is video conferencing, and it's where you actually get to talk face-to-face with somebody that could be hundreds of miles away or even across the world. It allows you to talk in real time, but it can be very expensive. A typical unit costs about $10,000 to $40,000 to set up, and it can be kind of hard to work. You have to have a little bit of training and a lot of practice with it. Another option is online training, and to me, I think it's a lot easier because it has a little bit of a setup cost, but then after that, it's pretty inexpensive to maintain, and you get to work from home if you want to. And I hope that you have a different view of human resource professionals now.